presentation will be slightly different. The topic and maybe also the way of presenting. So I would ask you if there is any question of understanding, just ask me directly. If it's only a question of understanding what I say, and then the discussion will be later. And then you tackled with your question already the basic question of certain biases of interest, of also power structures and everything. So what we're talking about, I'm generalizing it. What we're talking about, the main working environment in technology foresight and foresight exercises in general is that we talk about visionary topics, important decisions with a high impact on either a corporate-wide, a national, international, regional level. So we're really talking about highly strategic, important issues. And sometimes it happens when we talk about strategic things on a high level that you get a bit detached from the ground. That was just an inherent way of exercises. So sometimes it's good to remind ourselves that all the things that we're doing, especially in participatory processes, is always human, and human communication is an important element in these exercises. You look at me as if you were surprised.
I'm always new things.
Yeah.
I've never listened to it, but this is the first time I met her exactly.
So this will be a more general presentation about human communication, intellectual capital management. I insert that as another method to give us the overview. But we start with the TF exercise outcomes, the products and the processes, and at the end of the presentation we come back to this topic. You heard about the product and the process vision. And we feel like the vision statement, priorities, or strategies that come out of the TF exercise are the more tangible products. And on the process side, we have the effects like networking and increasing networking, proper communication among the different parties involved in the process. Potential cooperation between different, for example, organizations, it might be regions, it might be cities, and an alignment of mental models in the direction of strategy. And this is something that is very important as an effect of the exercises. And as Austin already said, these two things should be balanced. And we should not only focus either on the product side or on the process side, but on both of them. And the human communication features are more important in the process, or in designing the process, but there is a feedback. If the process is well designed, then we have better product. If we have a better alignment of mental models, of understanding what the future might be like, for example, what to expect of the technological development, then it's easier to have strategies that fit into a certain frame or a certain mental model or a certain direction. Now we focus on the process. We've heard this definition already twice today of mild and human. It seems to be important. And I'm going to take this as a starting point to have the different components and see what requirements we can deduce from the different components of this definition for designing a process. So we've heard already pretty much about the systematic part, that is more about selecting the methods, the need for creativity and adaptation of methods during the process, but always structuring the process and have the systematic behind the both the activities so I'm not involved. The fact that technology foresight is particularly in foresight means that you cannot get any results without the right people involved. You were also asking who are the right people, and who do I know who are the right people. And it's definitely the domain expertise that we want to get together with the project paper report, but also communicative capabilities and the capacity of self-reflection. If somebody cannot understand or is not willing, let's say, not willing and able to have a certain level of self-reflection on what he's doing, what he's telling, what he's selling to others, then it's very hard to work with these people narrow-minded, maybe very domain expertise-oriented in a participatory environment. Different intelligence gathering tools, I think, are definitely different backgrounds, very different backgrounds, sometimes technological experts, sometimes like policymakers, and their interests are different. And we need this diversity. I think diversity management is also something that is quite evident today. But yes, exercises are definitely one application of diversity. But what we need is a common direction alignment of interest during this foresight exercise. If we do not have a common interest in getting the best possible outcomes of the process, then it's very hard to work with people and then really fragmented the process. It's very hard to do a lot of investment to put people together and do not get the right outcomes. Therefore, we need an advocacy of trust and trust and a willingness to collaborate. This sounds easy, but I don't even know your name, but you mentioned that already, right? Professional facilitation, moderation of the process is very, very important. Especially in a political environment. I mean, creating trust among political stakeholders is probably, better than you did. A vision building process, that means that we need the people who are definitely able to look ahead in more than just a few years. And this might be also an educational process. It's not that from one day to another it's easy to become so creative as things are necessary for a career. And the vision is built together. It's not about selecting one of the different views that are presented, but it's like a communicative process where ideas about future, possible futures, come out of this process. Otherwise, we could just select certain statements and then select them, and then select one or two of them and say, well, that's it. No, that's not about the communication. Really building the vision together. Informing present-day decisions means I would like to say this way. It's not that decisions are taken, there are small decisions taken as well, like everything that we do, like designing a message, the big decisions in which direction to go, in which actions to collapse, to measure, to design, might be taken by somebody else who is not this is very important to know. Otherwise they get disappointed and they say, well, we recommended this A, but then they just what happened? So it's very important to manage the effectiveness of the beginning, but at the same time meaning that they're really able to contribute and influence because there is no other information base comparable to the one that you get out of the so this discussion is very decision informing decisions and decisions. Mobilize joint action means that we should give the various negative effects, but as said, like connect the visions with the future, with the today's situation. And this is part of the action.